G'day movers and shakers. I just want to make a video about the hardest rubbish rig. I'm just doing the pedals. Again, I want to show what's inside before I sort of button it up. For those that don't know, this is hardest rubbish rig, I think. Yeah, hard rubbish rig, harder rubbish rig. Now this is the hardest rubbish rig. And so we'll make a scrap, so it costs nothing, but I'll try and make it as nuts as I can for nothing. So I've just done the pedals. They've turned out really well. So got nice vacuum now because I put an O-ring on the red piece, which doesn't come factory, and a one-way valve up the top of the black piece, which has got a hole. So now it works on suction or vacuum and rebounds real quick even without a spring. But I put a nice soft linear spring in the accelerator throttle, so it just feels really nice and springy, you know. Whereas the brake, I did the same thing, O-ring, one-way valve, so it's got vacuum, but also put a real stiff spring in there compared to the factory one. And they have a little rubber stopper. I took that out and put in an eraser, you know, grey lead eraser cube, which is way more springy and reboundy. It has much more rebound, so that feels really nice. Clutch, put an O-ring, one-way valve, so it's got vacuum or rebound, and I put a spring that starts off firm, and as it coils up it relaxes and goes easy, so it feels like a clutch. Even the brake actually goes sort of nice and firm, and then as you get to the end, it's that real sort of nice compression, spongy area, and it actually feels like a brake booster or a brake cylinder or fucking whatever. It's pretty surprising. So I'm pretty happy with them. Lithium grease in the thing here, which is why people throw them away, because they stop working, but you fix them. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now I can just do the vibration. Before I get to that, quickly I'll show you how I was attacking this quick shift that I'm making with vibration through it. So I have a motor to an Arduino that affects this, but I'll put these Z type little brackets in there, and I can put rare earth magnets in there. They're not stuck in permanently, I'm just testing it, see how many magnets I need, which I do need one more. It's not sort of grabbing enough yet. It's not like really, you know, so I'll put another one. I haven't done that side yet, but so yeah, it'll have rare earth magnets, and it'll shorten the throw, because otherwise it's too long up here. So it'll shorten the throw, it'll be really clacky. Plus I've got these massive, beautiful gate switches. I don't know what you call them, but momentary switches, I don't know. So, which will add to that nice, crispy, clacky feel. And the motor going into it, going to the Arduino, so that'll stimulate some really nice forces of gear, oscillations of grinding, or even whatever you want. The little motors out of the PlayStation controls, these ones are, but the rumble controllers, these will be for throttle or accelerator and brake. Most people sort of put them like put them like as in like a P bracket off like that, but to me it's probably negligible, but I know it's there. I picture this sort of secondary oscillation, or where the motor's not free to do its own thing. Like as in, I don't know, this is probably a miniature shape actually of what something. Picture this is a miniature one, but they'll probably do something like that with the motor in it. And I just picture, I don't know, and not like that being a variable. And so I'm wondering, I'm thinking, well, do you put the center, the weight so it's centered to the throttle, or is it okay on the side? Does it matter? I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it. Perpendicular, or different, effects. How's that affect it? What's that do? I thought, well, want to try them all. So I wouldn't mind making a harness or a bracket that I can, that's solid, like plastic or something, that I can do that. I thought maybe a coke lid, if I sit in a coke lid I could swivel it. But then it's like the other bracket, it's stiff to, this is stiff to that then, and I don't want that. It's not how the whole system is built. The system is built rigid but allowed to transfer vibrations, oscillations, frequencies to the right places. So it's like a bearing. I sort of need a hard harness, but where this motor is also free to spin if that stops and it's got inertia. So it won't, but it can. So I can. Then I thought, well, instead of a coke lid, which is basically the useless therefore, more like a bearing. So if that was solid onto something, the inside and the motor was in that, the motor can spin and the motor shaft can spin. And I thought, well, what about a glue stick? Because that's a screw, because that is different to that, separate to that. So I cut one open. You can see it there, there's a screw. And then it's like a bearing, so it's the same thing. So they're really nice solid plastic. That won't spin freely, so it takes a lot of friction to override that. So even if the brake it stops real quick, it's not really going to turn this, but it's nice to know that to have that play or that allowance. And sure enough, there's a down the screw there. You can just drill a hole, put the wire through. Typical of the shit I fucking build or try. Everything just fucking happens to fit. So I'll press fit that, or melt it like a keyway. So that's in there snug and won't come out. And there you go. It's a real solid, nice little unit where I can have the wiring harness coming out the back here. And it just fits, perfect. I can use it that way, or I can make a harness so I can go click, click, or that way, and I can turn it that way or that way and see what. I'll be able to do it all nice and stiff, but I'll be able to change it all, almost like you'd change something like this, in lock positions. But real neat, solid little, typical, really good, typical hard rubbish piece. And then I thought, well, then the weakest link is the pissy little wires, which I thought were great that I made. I thought, well, I've got to make them more robust now, and beefier, and better. So I thought, well, when we were kids, we used to hang off those fucking phone cords forever, and they just survive everything. And of course, they're throwing them away because hard rubbish. So I thought, well, that'd be perfect. Just stretch, you can do anything. And it's got the 4 cores or pins, so I can do, positive, negative, and run both, accelerator and brake off this one cord, and that's what I'm going to do. So next thing is I'm going to wire up some nice rubberized wire that goes to one of these, and then I'll be able to click this into well, I won't click this in the Arduino, but I'll make an adapter, or the right connection to go in the Arduino. Yeah, there you go. How's that? This video here, one of my videos. I just one of my random videos when I started one of these things. Over 1,000 views, like over 1,500 views or something. Yeah, weird's that, man. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm getting there. Anyone that's new to the channel, don't buy stuff. Get the Logitech stuff that people throw away, that has the gremlin where it's the light flashing or out of calibration or that, because there's an 100% fix that makes between 10 times better than factory. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, you get one, and what I use, I rewired it all, because you get a piece little wire that comes with the Logitech one. I braided my own and insulated my own awesome pliable, super flexy wire, like free Kruger entrails. That'll go to, say, some harnesses that I made into, like, say, steering wheel, so that I can just unplug it. Then that'll go to one of the phone cords too. And that way it's just more robust. You do that and you put thicker gauge wire, and it just seems to pass more current or amp. I don't know how the fuck electronics works, but it seems to work. It goes better. Filed the gears so they're real nice and meshy on these motors, and where it hits the big main gear, that gear I shaved front and back so it's thinner, so it's less friction, but it also, they do, and this won't, bottom out or top out, front and back on the casing. That helps a fuckload. Then with the bearings, which come from factory, full of this shit grease that's just stiff and it's just ridiculous. Took the bearings out, cleaned them right out, put nice dry lithium grease in it, so they're like skateboard bearings now. It just moves so easily, like so quick and easy. And that just makes a massive difference. And then the rack and pinion, shaved 2mm off the end of the stoppers, where it usually slaps the plastic and sort of the whole rack and pinion, the whole rack goes, sort of lifts up on all of them. Every single model is just a flooring design, you know, goes slap against it and it lifts the, and it's just not excuse me, it's just not really well calibrated. It's just not nice. It's not perfect. So took about 2mm off the end of each block and put some HDTP2 or whatever it's called. I don't fucking know, one of the plastics. It's like they make chopping boards and stuff out of, like a Teflon sort of nylon shit. And now the and resprung the rack and the gear. So now it's really smooth, but it goes to the end. It goes stop beautifully, nice, and not just clack and crap. It goes back, perfect stop back at the end, so it hits the stoppers, and it makes a massive difference. But the real difference, and what the gremlins on people's drop out of calibration, they fuck up, they have the flashing light, gremlin, you name it, all sorts of shit goes wrong, and it's one thing. The drawing, like I would say the engineers, not mechanical fitters, but the engineers who do the drawings, I reckon they've somehow forgotten to cancel out or add, the width of, say, a PCB board, because like that plastic washer there that I've put in each side is about the size of that PCB board. When you move that Hall effect sensor back that much and clean the magnet always comes out tarnished and shit from factory. But when you do that, it never drops out. You can treat it like a motherfucker, and it will not ever. It does not drop out of calibration. It fixes all that flashing light gremlin. It fixes everything. So I think, I'd say they've just maybe haven't come across that problem yet, or hadn't, where the magnet was too close to the Hall effect sensor, so when it comes a big jolt, it does that and it fucks it. But you pull it away, just that extra, that allowance, and not only is it higher sort of reading, as in it reads better anyway, but when it does cop that massive bump, it does nothing. So it fixes the problem 100%. Just putting that little washer and cleaning the magnet, fix all the problems where people throw them away. And once you've done these sort of things, apart from say having a direct drive or something, the amount of torque or the amount of torque, Newton meters that you gain is amazing. That people would freak out when they're used to, say, G20 or G29 wheel calibrate, where it'll go zzz, 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 where this, it goes zzz, Done. It's so fast. Because the wheel's light, the Boss kit and everything I've made. But because of all the bearings, to the gearing, to the motor, to everything, to the wiring, to the Hall effect sensor, everything's free, and the rack and pinion, everything's free. There's no resistance, so it just goes faster. And you'd think it was like a generic time it takes to get 900-degree turn to one end, stop, calibrate, but it's not. It's actually based on how quick all this shit goes. And I don't think probably anyone really even has probably ever realised that, because they've probably never done what I've done. That it's actually based on how quick it gets to the end. So mine goes, calibrates, goes, and it's done, and never drop out, and it's fucking boss. It's so much more powerful that it's almost like direct drive. It's so responsive, and you feel so much more of this sort of stuff, real quick little turns, that just, I think, it just goes to show that factory shit is crap. Hence why you have the Walkinshaw and all these aftermarket, or not aftermarket, but these, you can make factory shit better, because they just do such a, you get what you pay for, but a botched job on shit that you don't have to do fuck all to make it better. And when you do, it's awesome, So, yeah, full Muteki system, makes it go off its head. It's going to force feedback and shit going everywhere. You want to see more, like, subscribe. This is the hardest rubbish rig. 100% scrap, office chair, back of a couch, Muteki sound system. Logi, I call it Logi-Spec, but Logitech broken bits modified. What else to do? It's got to go to the Arduino. Same with the vibration for the shifter, pedals, wind. I'll put wind. Yeah, there's a lot to do. Lighting. So we've got a motor controller that'll go for the motor controller. I've one for, say, ambient lighting and air. Air will go off that one as well. For ambient lighting and stuff. So that'll be like, ambient strippers in background sky light, ambient colour. And then this one will be for dynamic lighting, or what I call, immersive lighting, which will be the addressable LED stuff, which is high fidelity or high resolution RGB on the one strip. You can do all colours at the same time, or black, whatever. So you get addressable LEDs, and that'll be pretty cool to have your dash electronic graphics, your surround projection graphics, your ambient lighting, your dynamic lighting from the graphics coming through the cockpit and into the car, shining off nets and cages. Then I'll have the projector, barrel projector, shooting straight down, showing proper high res high res graphics, shadows, lighting, decals, whatever. So it gives the actual graphic, proper, real time, beautiful fucking dynamic lighting. So yeah, that'll look nice. That'll run to the other Arduino. Like addressable LED, RGB rope lighting, inside, say, footwell, so that you can really get true, like, say, reds reflecting into parts that you need it. So it's going to have a lot of depth of, like if you picture it like a canvas or a stage prop or stage show, it's going to have lots of depth, lots of layers. So it's going to be pretty immersive. So there you go. I'll say more, like, subscribe. Yeah, you know the drill.